we have a lot to unpack in today's episode of Beastars. It shows into depth. Of course, many people could compare this show to Zootopia, but Zootopia is too much of a black and white and child watered down friendly kind of thing, which I understand. But with this, it truly goes into deep gray of a situation of their society, of how both herbivores and carnivores have to live. They all have something that they have to sacrifice in order to coexist. You know? First of all, the herbivores have to sacrifice their security, their sense of comfort. They have to live within danger, coexisting with the carnivores all the time, anything could happen to them one day, but they have to put that fear aside to show a sign of trust. And at the same time, the carnivores have to always resist their strength, their urges, take some drugs or some type of therapeutic treatment in order for them to suppress themselves, to not be who they truly have to be, in order to also coexist with the other. And it has its side effects. Anything could happen, which was shown in this episode. It was a normal day in the club, and then out of nowhere, the jaguar accidentally tore off QB's arm on accident. And it turns out this is a very occasional thing that happens in their world, in their society. And it's an accident, but even if it's an accident, people aren't going to look at you the same way they have before. You're going to see you as the monster, or even worse, you're going to see you probably as the person that killed Tim, and which is not a good thing. So you see, QB, who was friends with this jaguar, now he is scared of him and only trusts Legacy to carry him. And at the same time, you see the jaguar feeling completely guilty and sorry. He really didn't mean it to happen. And it's hard to control your strength sometimes. Every time I'm sweeping a broom in the past, I'll accidentally break it and stuff. It happens. And now that's just the world they live in. Question is how you move on. You don't know how. You just find some way to do it. Gather up what broken pieces there are and try to make something else out of it. It ain't gonna be easy. Hell, it never is, but damn. Well, anyways, after carrying off to the hospital, it just out of nowhere. I like how the scene with Legoshi and the bear Riz, how it wasn't too dramatic. Usually in these shows where they find out that you're the killer, you're the one who did it, and stuff like that, there's always this dramatic thing, but instead, the conversation was so casual. It was casual, realistic. And realistically, when someone's getting called out that they're a killer or something like that, it's not a dramatic thing in reality. It sometimes can be a normal conversation or a nervous argument that could break down. And that's exactly what happened here. Where obviously said, hey, you're the one that ate Tim and stuff. Because he had to find out who is the one who has the biggest strength by the taste of the saliva, and of course, who has the most overbearing strength to really take down Legacy when he was in his true form. And that is no one other than Riz. Because usually Legacy can easily beat Bill, who was probably second strongest. So who could beat Bill besides Legoshi? Riz. So he found out it was him, but how to confront him was something else. And of course, Riz, the way they talked about it was so casually. Of course, Riz was a bit nervous about it, saying, you're going to let this go. And of course, they're going to let this go. But then Riz showing his overbearing strength. These bear puns. How he was clawing up the ceiling and it's just flexing on Legoshi. And remember, Legoshi has lost his strength. Not only just his jaw, but also in his whole entire body. He looks slim. But there's no way. If previous Legoshi couldn't take out Riz, there's no way Legoshi now can take out Riz. Not at all. It's impossible. And because of that, you see what happens, man. Riz, he is ripped, man. You can't beat that dude. But however, luckily, Pina, like I said, I like Pina, He's just straightforward and just convenient, Pina is. And he just shows up like, yeah, I heard everything. I heard everything. And you have two witnesses, and of course, you can either just tell anyone, so you can't just go attack. It's a point where they're even having once again, another casual conversation where they're at lunch, the cafeteria, and they're just talking about the situation that's going on and saying how I hope you don't get no sleep tonight, and how you can't really kill him because even more murders that keep happening, people will be forced to actually do an actual thorough investigation of what's going on, and that would be bad. So what to do now? They have to figure out what to do. They have to like casually knowing that there's a murder. They already were doing it with knowing there's a murder among them, but now they know who it really is. The question is what to do next about it. I say go tell the cops, but I guess you need evidence. I guess, but whatever. But the fact that there hasn't been an investigation already kind of baffles me. But that's just me. Anyways, that being said, after everything's going on, it seems like there's a segregation that's about to happen soon, where Honorverse and Counterverse will be in different classes, and of course the drama club will be canceled next month. So things seem to be falling apart. Bill is usually the dude who acts ignorant, but if you watch throughout the series, he is a very compassionate guy, despite how ignorant and weird he acts towards the other people. It's only because he tries so hard to put up a front as some type of tall, strong type of guy. But deep down inside, he can break down and feel bad like anybody else, which is a good characteristic for him. Of course, of all people, Ella is the lamb we first saw in the very first episode of Beastars, confronted him about it, saying like she pretty much called him out, like everyone knows what you all about, but still you are still a good guy nonetheless. So instead of cowering your way out, let's just try to, fight against this to stay together, to still be a symbol of hope. Now, with that being said, it shows what's going on. You see, the carnivores are guilty. They don't know what to do. Their arms are tied here. They don't know what to do in this kind of situation. They can't fight back or judge the carnivores because they're scared. They have the right to be scared of what's going on. So they're like, okay, we give up. So they, of course, group all the carnivores who want to be segregated. Boys, it's not true. Same thing with the carnivores. The carnivores are sick and tired of people judging them as one group and only one hive thought. They all have individual thoughts of the situation. Some are for it and some are not. And Ellis was one of them. That being said, um, it shows how at the same time they need to try to understand what the carnivores are going through. Now, the final thing I want to talk about is with Ritz and his perspective on what happened, which was really, really sad. The fact that you saw how everything went down, in my opinion, was sad. It showed, of course, the side effects of the carnivores, what they have to go through, suppress themselves in order to fit into society. How they can't be all they can be in reality because it is too dangerous for the other partner, which is sad. He had to take those pills to suppress his strength, and it wasn't making him feel good at all. And the only thing that could calm him down was the honey. So because of that, everyone saw him like Winnie the Pooh, just a very big, muscular Winnie the Pooh. The dude was already buff that already was. The fact that if he's off the pills, he's even buffer, like goodness. And again, bears are incredibly big, and of course, are very strong and claw your face off in one strike. Now that being said, Tim probably said, like, you're pretty scary and stuff, but not as a bad thing, but that's who you are. And he accepted that. And he's like, oh, okay. So finally, the first time ever, he felt light. He felt good talking to Tim as time went on. They became good friends, best friends, actually. So he felt like, finally there's someone he can be around without holding himself back. He felt like, as Tim said, he accepted everything. The problem with Tim is that he kind of pushed the words in the wrong way. He should, when he knew about the pills and all that, he should have tried to, be more suppressed on his words, saying that, I'm for you and but continue to take the pills. But instead, he was just full out, I said everything about you, which is a good thing to say as a friend. But that when he's off on pills, then again, can anyone really predict that? Not really. Tell you the truth, no. So he finally decided one day to take the pills, and he just rips. And of course it scares Tim, and then he accidentally just pulls his arm off without very little with very, very little strength at all. And he was able to easily pull almost his arm off. Of course, Tim was running for his life. And at the same time, he's going through this delusion, Rick says, this delusion of what Tim is telling him, one thing, and he saw these beautiful words. But when this was happening, he didn't know that he was eating his friend. That's sad. It really is sad. But that's how it goes, man. He's in this disillusion of all those years of suppressing himself and taking those pills that were messing with his mental state. And then finally, he finding a friend where he felt like it was okay for him to get off those pills, but only to make things even worse for him, to lose his best friend, to become a murderer, and to feel guilty about it at the same time, have to live with that kind of thing. It's just sad. So it's really good how they set up in just one episode, how well they did Ritz the bear in just one episode to make him such a very good character. That's what I love about Beastars, is how well written the world and the characters are. It's amazing. You can tell that the writer put a lot of care into it, and I'm glad that they did. I really appreciate it. It's what made it to be one of my most favorite manga now. It really reached up there in the top 10. And the question is, what happens from here? Well, we'll have to wait and see, man. But whatever it is, I am looking forward to it. So anyway, so I got for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and of course, hit that bell icon. Sounds good, Madcrownxox on Anime. Signing out.